Welcome to the video lecture on optical fiber. In this lecture, you are going to learn attenuation, point-to-point communication, and merits and demerits of the optical fiber communications. Attenuation. As a light signal propagates through a fiber, it suffers loss of amplitude and change in shape. The loss of amplitude is referred to as attenuation, and the change in the shape is distortion. The loss of power suffered by the optical signal as it propagates through the fiber is called attenuation. It is also called as fiber loss. The net attenuation is given by the factor called attenuation coefficient. The attenuation coefficient is given by alpha is equal to minus 10 by L log P out by P. The unit of attenuation coefficient is decibel per kilometer. So here capital L represents the length of the optical fiber and P in is the power input and P out is the power output. So there are three mechanisms through which the attenuation takes place. They are absorption loss, scattering loss, and radiation loss. First, let us discuss absorption loss. In this case, the loss of signal power occurs due to absorption of photons associated with the signal. The absorption of photons associated with the signal are 1. Due to the presence of the impurities, second, due to the intrinsic absorption by the glass. So there are two types. One is due to the presence of impurities and second one is due to the intrinsic absorption by the glass. So first due to the presence of impurities. So impurities like iron, chromium, cobalt, copper or hydroxyl ions are trapped within the glass at the time of manufacture. So during the signal propagation, when the photons interact with these impurities, the electrons of the impurities absorb the photons and get excited to the higher energy level. Later, these electrons give up their absorbed energy either as heat or light energy. The emitted light is in a different wavelength or in a different phase with respect to the signal, hence it is lost. So even though it releases that energy afterwards, it will not be in phase with the original signal, so therefore it will be lost. Second one is the loss due to the intrinsic absorption of the glass. The fiber itself has a tendency to absorb light energy at a certain wavelength. It is the inherent property of the glass itself and is called intrinsic absorption. It is the lower limit of absorption takes place even if no impurities are present and no inhomogeneity. So that is the absorption loss. Next, scattering loss. So scattering losses occurs when a wave interacts with a particle in a way that removes energy in the direction of propagation of a wave and transfers it to other direction. The light is not absorbed, just sent in another direction, but that light will be lost there. So that is called scattering. About 95% of the fiber loss is due to the scattering, that is called Rayleigh's scatter. So however best the material may be, it is impossible to have its density uniform throughout. The variation in the density leads to the variation in the refractive index. While signal travels through the fiber, the light may be scattered because of the sharp changes in the refractive index value inside the glass over distances that is comparable with the wavelength of the light. So it is known as a Rayleigh's scattering. Since Rayleigh's scattering is inversely proportional to the fourth power of the wavelength, scattering is more for shorter wavelength. Thus, Rayleigh's scattering sets the lower limit on the wavelength of the light that can be transmitted by the optical fiber. Third one is the radiation loss. Radiation loss occurs due to the bending of light. A bend in the fiber may be result in the modification of the angle of incidence on the core cladding interface and hence may lead to signal loss. There are two types of bending. One is called macroscopic bends. In this case, bends have radius larger compared to the fiber diameter. It occurs while wrapping the fiber on a spool or when turning it around the corner. This loss is negligible for the small bends. Second one is the microscopic bends. The microscopic bends are the small scale fluctuations in the linearity of the fiber. This may occur due to the non-uniformities in the manufacturing of the fiber or by non-uniform lateral pressure created during the cabling of the fiber. It can be minimized using compressible jacket over the fiber. So let us discuss the application of the optical fiber. One of the applications is in point-to-point communication. Point-to-point means data communication between the two devices only. Otherwise, it is called multi-point communication. The optical fiber communication, the signal can be transmitted to the fiber only in the form of the optical signal, that is the light signal. So basic point-to-point communication system consists of three parts. One is the transmitter and the receiver. So in between we will have a communication channel that is called optical fiber in this particular case. So let us discuss one by one. Normally the information to be communicated is in a non-electrical signal such as the voice of a telephone user. This is converted into an electrical analog signal with the help of the transducers in the telephone. These analog signals are fed to the coder where they get converted into the binary form. This binary signal are made to enter to an optical transmitter where these get converted into optical signals by modulating the light emitted from the laser or LED source. So there is an optical source, the light of which is modulated by this particular electrical signal and it is fed into the optical fiber within the acceptance angle. The light pulses inside the fiber undergo the total internal reflections and reach the other end of the cable. At the other end of the fiber, we will have the receiver. So it consists of mainly photodetector decoder. So this photodetector receives the signal, optical signal, and which converts them into the binary form. So this binary signal is converted into analog electrical signal by the decoder. So finally, it gets converted into useful form such as the voice of a telephone user here. So here we will get the voice. So as the signal propagates through the optical fiber, there may be a loss of signal due to the attenuation and also the signal may be distorted due to the spreading of a pulse with the time, which is mainly because of the variation in the velocity of the different spectral components through the optical fiber. With the distance, the loss of the signal becomes more. Hence, before entire signal gets lost, it is necessary to have a repeater which amplifies the signal. But there is no such device which can directly amplify the optical signal and therefore at each repeater the optical signal needs to be converted into electrical signal, then amplify and again converted back into the optical signal and then fed it into the fiber. This process has to be followed at every repeater which restricts the speed of the signal transmission. So let us discuss some of the advantages and disadvantages of the optical fiber communication. First, advantages of the optical fiber. One, the optical fibers have wider bandwidth. The optical carrier frequency used for communication is in the range from 10 to the power 13 to 10 to the power 15 Hz, which is many orders of the magnitude higher than the frequency of the carrier waves used in conventional communication. Therefore, greater volume of information can be carried over the fiber optic system. Second one is the optical fibers are small in size, light in weight, flexible and mechanically strong. So if you compare it with the copper, they are lightweight. Third one is the optical fibers are not hazardous. So this is because the optical fibers are made out of insulating materials. Therefore, only the light and not electricity is being conducted through the optical fiber. Fourth one is optical fibers are immune to electromagnetic interference. So in optical fibers, information is carried by photons and photons are electrically neutral. They cannot be disturbed by high voltage fields, lightning, etc. Therefore, fibers are immune to externally caused background noise generated through the electromagnetic interference. Fifth one is a longer lifespan. The lifespan of the optical fibers is considerably high, about 25 to 30 years as compared to 15 years life of copper wires. Sixth one, security. The light waves are propagating along the fibers are completely trapped within the fiber and cannot leak out, and light cannot couple into the fiber from its sides. So signal tapping is not possible. So these are disadvantages of optical fibers. First one is cable splicing. The joining of the ends of the two optical fibers to correctly transmit the light waves is called splicing. Effective splicing operation costs both time and money. Second one is thermal instability. The expansion and contraction of the optical fibers under the varying environmental conditions may affect the alignment at the splices and causes transmission losses. Third one is the bend losses. When the optical fiber is bent severely, the part of the light will escape out through the cladding, causing signal loss. The copper cable's bending has no effect on the signal strength.